simple trademark filing.
Spare a thought for tools of iron. Such implements will serve us well.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to hear a bit of an echo as I test out my own audio here, but I apologize for that. Yeah, but things sound good, I guess. Things sound pretty good. Let me just sort this out a little bit more. You're gonna hear the creaking of my microphone boom arm a bit as we sort that out. How are you, Sips? Hope you're doing well. Hope you are doing well. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Timmer, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. Audio is low. For my voice or for the game? I could turn my voice louder. If that helps. So I made it a little bit louder, by a few decibels, if that kind of helps out a bit. So yeah, welcome Timmer, welcome Sips. I hope you guys have been having a good week. Good now, awesome, glad to hear it. I hope you've been having a good week. I hope that you guys are all doing well, staying healthy, having fun. Thank you for joining me on this Sunday morning. It's your day off. Well, congratulations. Everybody deserves a day off now and again. I am going to switch over to my other view, but things will probably be messed up. So just be aware when I kind of pan through some of the. Well, first off, why? Oh yes, because my camera. All right, so we're gonna have to do some adjustments right here first and foremost. There we go. We just gotta level that a bit and change that up. There we go. Yeah, this is I wasn't sure if I was gonna be able to stream this week. I won't be able to stream. I should tweet that I'm live. I can't. Yeah. I probably should, shouldn't I? Let's just fix up. So if we go here, first off, let's change this to. There we go. Fix the old display, and hopefully that does it everywhere. There we go. It's fixed there. All of these are probably going to be. No, they're actually. So I had a moment where I was trying to edit in Premiere Pro, and it just was getting this absurd stutter, like this crazy stutter. Let's see if I can find it. No, I can't find it right now, but it was just this really bad stutter, and so I didn't know what was causing it. I tried troubleshooting as much as I possibly could, and just nothing was working. So I ended up in a bit of a fit of panic. I just completely and utterly reset my entire PC, because that was the rational thing to do. Yeah, so anyway, let's just get into what we have here. What I was very happy about was actually cloud saves, because all the games that I have been playing, I was like, it's fine. Honestly, I really didn't care if everything got completely deleted. Turning it off in a... Yeah, I tried. You don't know how many times I tried that, Sips. So many. I turned it, I blew on the cartridge, I turned it off and on again, I unplugged it and left it unplugged for a couple seconds, and just nothing wanted to work at all. So yeah, just what better way to handle it than delete absolutely everything. And I was thinking, I was like, you know, it's fine if my save games and everything kind of get reset a bit. It is what it is. You know, most of the progress I have in games, I'm looking forward to Baldur's Gate 3, and I'm looking forward to Starfield, and those are going to be two entirely new things anyway, so it's like, forget it, whatever, it's fine. And then I realized that cloud saves were a thing, so I just have to make sure that it's there, that all my saves are going to the place I want it to, which, you know, that is something I still have to set up. And I have a super nice and clean desktop now as well, which is super nice. I have basically no programs on my desktop, and I love seeing an uncluttered desktop view. So it's good for me. But anyway, Timmer, you're right about sending out that tweet, but I accidentally locked myself out on my computer because I don't remember my password. So I can do it from ye olde phone. Oh, I should post. It's not tweets anymore. You don't tweet, you post with a zeet. That's how that works. Anybody actually like the new changes coming to Twitter? I'm sorry, to X. God damn, I can't even get it right. Live now with Darkest Dungeon 2! Exclamation mark. Join in our Sunday chill stream. I'm also thinking about it still says tweet. Yeah, it's not changed for everybody. It's not changed for everybody yet, which is just the weird part. Is they're doing it kind of piecemeal with this X change. So for some people it still says tweet. Some people even still have the bird logo. I don't actually have the app. I always just do it through the browser. So I'm seeing, I guess, the changes happen in real time. But yeah, it's wacky. It's wacky what he's trying to do, but he's doing it. So I guess kudos to him. I'm not too sure. But I do have a video that I recorded on Friday that I'm excited to get out on Starfield to all of you, because it's kind of a different, it's not rehashing a lot of the same, which we have about a month till Starfield, which is crazy. But it's not going over any of the same news and stuff that we already know of. Instead, it's diving into the things that I liked about kind of the build-up and the marketing and the lead to Starfield. And it goes over the things I didn't like about the build and the marketing and the lead up to Starfield. And I thought that was kind of a creative, a more unique video idea. And I do it kind of in the style, it's a direct ripoff of how Jeremy Johns, if you know Jeremy Johns, the movie reviewer, he's great. I love his videos. How he does it where he's standing up and he's a lot more expressive and he tries, you know, so I emulated that and blatantly ripped off his style and presentation. So it's a little bit different. It's not me sitting in the chair. Hey, I'm glad that you like him, Timmer, because I do too. He's a good guy. At least I like to imagine that he is. But so it's completely in his style where I'm standing up. I just don't have the green screen, so you're still staring at this blank wall, which every single time I look at it, I'm like, God damn, I need to get something up there. Eventually, I'll get some. I want something custom painted to put up so that it could incorporate like the Damarco dude in a painting somehow. What I would love to have is like a painting and Damarco dude, he's in there, like, and then you have a bunch of my favorite games that are painted and kind of collaged into a single masterpiece. That would be like the dream. Maybe someday. But yeah, so I have that video. I was working on it a little bit, and then I had all these problems with Premiere Pro. So then I restarted my computer, and I had to download everything back again, and it fixed the problem. Thankfully, resetting my whole computer fixed everything. So I don't know what was causing the issue. The only thing I know that I changed was I downloaded a software, which is the first-party software for the graphics card I use, Gigabyte, and it was to control the lights. Because I don't care about lights on my PC in the slightest. I don't. And so I downloaded the program to control the lights, and then after that was when it started not working. So I'm curious, because that software also had things like fan control and stuff such as that nature. So I am curious if Premiere Pro was trying to use the NVIDIA graphics card with the RTX, because I know there's certain functionalities like, what is it called? It's not hardware. Welcome, dude. Vegas X. Hey, how's it going? Might be subscribing from another video, but if you're here, hey, I'm glad that those pop-ups are working too. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. There's like this special thing if you use a NVIDIA graphics card that will do some special stuff in Premiere Pro. And so I wonder if the Gigabyte software that I was using was actually causing a conflict with what Premiere Pro wanted to do, because the Gigabyte software that I had downloaded was saying, graphics card behave this way, Premiere Pro was saying, no, behave this way, and one was overriding the other, and then it caused that stutter. So needless to say, I'm not downloading any more of those tools. my computer's in the corner anyway, so I can't even see the lights besides the front fans that I could. If I download a software, I could make it interesting, but right now I just kind of go through static colors, like red, green, blue, purple, and I usually keep it on green or purple, because those are obviously the colors I go with, as you can see behind me. Anyway, game. So this is a save file that I have done in the past. But you'll see, I'm really not progressed that much. I haven't progressed that far at all with this. So what I do have, for example, is, you know, very marginal amount of items unlocked. And this is all the items I have unlocked. This is barely anything. I have... I have nothing upgraded. So these are like upgrade paths. You can see all these little blips. And these represent sort of milestones. You need 30 candles, which I have 0 of on the bottom left here. But you need 30 candles, and then you can kind of get upgrades. So I have none of these upgraded. The only thing, I've unlocked the Hellion, I've unlocked the Runaway, and I've unlocked the Vestal. So I did spend candles to get these 3 characters. And then I have one additional, this you spend candles to get new items that'll appear every subsequent run. So I have 3 candles there. Oh, this is, I guess, where I invested most of them. So, Journey gives me... I get more candles periodically. I get extra... Yeah, this was important. So there's armor for your stagecoach. Your stagecoach can get damaged over time. So I've upgraded that so it performs... So I could do better on my runs. And then I get some more inventory slots. This gives me more if I spend 5 more candles. And then I upgraded this a lot. So when I get to certain locations, basically what resourcefulness does is when I get to certain locations, I'll get specific bonuses. So usually it's like you could see plus more relics and baubles. That's currency in the game. Cheaper stagecoach repair costs if I need to fix the stagecoach. I get more relics when I arrive at a location. I get a free random item. More when I arrive at a specific inn. When I arrive at the hospital, they heal a little bit. So this is like when you get to X location, a beneficial thing will happen. So I spent a lot of my candles, 50 of them, into here. And companionship gives me an orphan wolf cub. So you can have a pet that comes along with you. And I think the pet is he here? Can I see him? There he is. Orphan wolf cub. So I have 5% stress resistance and 10% positive relationship chance. And you want positive relationships. It's super, super important. So yeah, so I'm really not that far. I think at most I might have finished, this is basically done. I think we pick it here, perhaps? Yeah, so whenever you start your journey in Darkest Dungeon, or be consumed by them. Whenever you start a journey in Darkest Dungeon, it's called a confession. And I completed Denial, and Denial is basically the tutorial, and that's the only one I've done. So next is Resentment.
Left unsurfaced, grievances gain a terrible strength.
We're even still getting tutorials, but that might be because... So yeah, I'm also thinking about moving these weekly streams because I've been... I don't know if it's the games I'm playing. If I were playing Starfield, I'm curious if more people would show up because that's obviously what my channel is geared towards. Or even if I was doing like Skyrim, you know, a Skyrim play, for example. I'm curious if more people would show up for these Sunday morning streams. But otherwise, it just... I don't want to be mistaken. I'm super glad that you guys are here. Of course, I love hanging out with you. But I'd like to, you know, get to chat with more people as well. And try to just make it as available as I can for other people who'd want to join this type of thing. So you know, we've been doing this for 4 weeks straight, and there's that. I've talked about this at the end of the last stream. There's that part of me that's, all right, do we keep doing the same time and we keep trying Sunday mornings? Because obviously I didn't even promote this one at all. Or do we try a different time and see if that just goes better? And I'm inclined to think the different time. So yeah, this is where we pick our characters, and this is super important because I have a lot of them unlocked now. I'm missing 4. I'm missing 4 that I haven't gotten. And you start with these 4, which honestly, you can play a good portion of the game just using these 4 characters because they work stellar together. For example, the Man-at-Arms, he's kind of your jack of all trades, but he's just super good character all in all. And then they each have their own preferences. So she can she likes to be in the back. This is the front. She likes to be in the back. The runaway likes to be wherever. She likes to be in the front. He prefers the second spot, actually. He prefers the middle two. The grave robber, she prefers the middle two. And he prefers the back. So I think what we'll go with... So the other thing we want to keep in mind is their quirks. Just because we might want to take... We might not want to take one of them because they have really terrible quirks that are just going to get us screwed. So you have less... If health is under 50%, you get +4 speed. So that's actually really good. And hypochondriac is not that bad. Imagine contracting. That doesn't sound terrible. So that one isn't that bad. Pyromaniac is interesting because you have a 5% chance where you will set people on fire. You have a 5% chance to get 2 fire damage, but you can also deal 2 fire damage, 5% chance. So that's pretty good, actually. You have -5 crit chance, but you have 100% death resistance piercing on cosmic enemies, which is super good. If we attack a cosmic enemy, she's killing them. Very, very useful. You're fragile. See, I would not want to take you on this run, because that's a very bad quirk. You have less health. Since you're a tank, having less health is immediately a setback. 15% meltdown chance is going to screw us, and plus 10% chance to gain stress every time you're attacked. No. Sprained ankle plus -15% move resistance, not terrible. 50% chance if we fight a cadaver to gain 1 stress. Pair me not with the husk of departed, I shall crumble myself. If you're under 50% health, you do more damage. So that's actually a pretty good trade-off, I think. And you're germophobic. If you're blighted, 25% chance to gain stress. -5% positive relationship. So we kind of have a lot of stuff that's screwing us. You're going to come along. What attacks? You don't have any unlocked skills. So you can come... What do you have? Searing Strike. Firefly, you like to be in the back. Smoke Screen, you could be anywhere. Run and Hide, you could be anywhere. Hearthlight, you could be anywhere. So let's stick you in the back, maybe? Or I wanted to bring the Vestal, and the Vestal likes the back. So we're going to do that, and then in the front, I didn't mind the Hellion, right? Flawed Release, -5 crit. Yeah, let's take the Hellion in the front. So, I don't think I've ever actually used the Vestal. The Vestal is a character that came out with the full release of the game, so she wasn't part of early access, I don't think. And she was one of the must-have characters in the original Darkest Dungeon. Right? I love the character design. I love the character design. And also, the one thing that keeps me on this game versus the first Darkest Dungeon is the art style. Like, I just absolutely love the 3D art style that they brought to Darkest Dungeon 2. Because Darkest Dungeon 1 is all 2D. So I really do appreciate it a lot. There's also a way, I don't know how to do it, but there is also a way to change kind of their outfits. And I don't know how to do that. Path, story, quirks, skills, info. Yeah. Now, question. Do I have... You only have Wanderer. You only have... All of you only have Wanderer. Okay. So I think this is going to be the party. Sip, since you're here, and anybody who is watching, do you guys want to be named after a character? Because that is a thing we could do. Do you want to be the healer, the highwayman, the fire pyromaniac, or the complete insane barbarian woman? Timmer, you don't want to be a character. Why wouldn't you want to be a character? What heck? We only got 5 people watching, so there's a 98% chance you'll get picked. Four? You want to be 4? The healer? Is this what you mean by 4? Timmer the healer. Unless you say otherwise. I think the latency should be pretty low. I also... Oh, here, wait, hold on. Let me, boop. There we go. So, Timber the Vestal. Sips, you can absolutely be the Pyromaniac. Sips. Do you want your full? We'll do Sips of tea. Whoop. Alright. Alright, so we got Sips and... Thank you, Timmer. I appreciate that. We got Sips and we have Timmer going along for the ride. There's only 3 people, so I'll assume the last one is probably actually me watching it on my other screen just to make sure that the stream, nothing goes wrong with it. So, it's just the 2 of you guys with us today, Sips and Timmer. We will embark. Alright.
Forward now into the crumbling chaos.
Yeah, so... I don't think anywhere I put my head is really going to be a good spot. But you can see in the top left, this is our, that's our armor. And when you start the game, you only have 2. And I was sure to upgrade this right away so that way I could have 3. Because it's just infinitely... Ah, MC, you're here. You just missed... I don't know if I could... We were naming the characters. We could name, like, for example, we have Sips of Tea as the fire starter. Let's see. Alright, so I might actually... This sets crit. And the opportunity to miss. This will just set someone on fire. Like, I love the like, that is such a cool, simple animation to me. Especially with the way the lighting is. I don't know. I love it. Yeah, welcome, MC. How you doing? I hope you've been well. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, arson. I think we're going to... You are literally... And actually, so the interesting thing is if we move you back, this you can only do from the back 2 spots. But if you are in the back, then this only does 2 fire damage. This does 3 fire damage. So you might actually be better in the back. This can prime somebody. What are your moves again? What do you do? Plus 50% damage. Okay, so her Wicked Hack, when the target is primed, does an extra 50% damage. So I think if that does 4 to 8, then we'll do an additional minimum 2. So that's pretty good. So let's do that, actually. We'll get you out of the way. How much health do you have? You have 13. And now you're probably going to miss as well. Firebomb. Yay! We have 2 pyros in the group. Let's start priming you. Yeah. 6 damage. I don't know how the Vestal works, actually. This will move you forward 1. Which is this is an interesting, this is an interesting setup. Oh, damn. Now you're gonna die. We didn't need to... Whatever. Goodbye. Hiding from the rain this Sunday afternoon. Well, I'm glad that you're choosing to spend it here. That's awesome. Any games that you guys are looking to pick up anytime soon? Like, obviously besides Starfield. I know the answer is going to be Starfield, but is there anything like kind of hidden, like a hidden gem that's coming on your way? Has anybody seen Barbenheimer? Has anybody gone to do Barbenheimer? That's another question. Let's do... Yeah, this is an interesting combination because he can lunge himself forward. And then she gets immediately put into a position where she could start throwing firebombs, which is generally more effective. So that's a very good opening because she starts by priming somebody. Then the barbarian can whack them. And then he can lurch forward and get riposte. So let's do this, actually. Because now we'll do additional damage with her chop. With her chop. And just pyro the living crap out of this guy. So how do you work? Saw Barbie on Friday. What did you think? What did you think of both? Genuinely, I'm very curious your thoughts. Because I've seen a lot of people coming out of specifically... Barbie, I think most people know what they're getting themselves into. Oppenheimer, I've seen a lot of people coming out of going, I don't like it. Or they loved it, like myself. I loved it. Alright, so this is self-shield and it does some damage. Ignores, remove, dodge, and stealth, and hidden. If we gain 3 conviction, you could deal 3 fire damage. Interesting. Otherwise, it deals 100%. Consecration of Fortitude. Target.
There is beauty in our imperfections.
I don't know what that symbol means. Can we see the token glossary? Grants 50% shield or 50% dodge. Does not stack with other consecration. Oh, wait. So what is this? This does the unshielded one. So okay. So you're either going to get dodge or shield if I put this on somebody. How do I get conviction, though? That's my question. How do I get more conviction? Will this give you conviction? No, that did not give you conviction.
Agony by accumulation.
I don't know how you get it. Damaging enemies? Alright, you have 8. You're gonna burn, but you have... Do you have death resist? You have 25 death resist. So it would be better to try to make sure that... I want to make sure you get dead. I loved Oppenheimer, though it was long. Also felt some scenes went too fast. Yeah, that was... I was completely and utterly confused sometimes because I did not realize... For quite a bit of it. Oh, you just get conviction every turn, I guess. Okay, so this is going to deal 3 fire damage plus 100% damage?
Weaken them, that another may finish the
And then it consumes your conviction. Interesting. Good to know. Yeah, I had no idea at certain points that they were going... He was going between, like, the University of Berkeley, I think. Then he was going to 2 other... He was going to 2 other universities simultaneously, back and forth. And I was so unbelievably confused as to exactly where he was going. And it was completely messing me up. But ultimately, I will say, it was long, but I think it had to be. I do think it had to be, honestly. I think there's a Nintendo game about playing a cat in a big city coming out, like a combo of Stray and Untitled Goose game. It sounded fun. That sounds interesting. Is it like a little Nintendo indie game? I actually haven't seen... I like Christopher Nolan, but I actually haven't seen Tenet because I heard it was kind of... I heard Tenet was the most Christopher Nolan movie out of all Christopher Nolan movies.
even more, perhaps, for the restless soul.
Alrighty. The Radiant Flame. Okay, this is also a new, really interesting mechanic, is the Radiant Flame. So every time you consecutively lose, the Radiant Flame increases. So right now it's 1, but it'll keep going up. And it makes the run easier, and the longer you hold out without using it, the stronger and more beneficial it gets to you. So we're not going to use that just now. It doesn't really make any sense to. However, I will... I will pick up whiskey because that makes people like each other, which is super important. 20% location scouting. Random hero after each location -1 stress. That is a luxury gear that I will pick up. And then I'm going to pick one target -3 stress. I'm going to hold on to these in case we don't find them later. And the Orphan Wolf Cub is going to come along with us because he's free. And this gives us +5 stress resist if a luxury gear item is equipped, and this is luxury gear, so that's immediately a good thing. I don't think I need stun resistance. I don't want to spend the money on that just yet. I'd rather save it. So that's about all we can do. Let's install our pet. Yes, install the pet. And let's put our stagecoach item, the wind chimes. Yeah, I heard Tenet was like the most generic Christopher Nolan movie out of all Christopher Nolan movies, and so I went, okay, I could probably skip this one. PSVR 2, Red Matter 2. Oh, how is the PSVR 2? Did you have? My first question is, did you have PSVR 1? And if so, how much better is PSVR 2? Because I can't personally justify the cost.
Press on into uncertainty, or claim what you can.
Alright, let's... She is super useful because of her damage over time. And increasing this to 5 fire damage or increasing this to 3 makes a huge difference. Huge difference. So I'm kind of tempted to do that. But I also wouldn't mind... This is a little bit more useful because it automatically increases her having... you could see that weaker symbol to the one where she gets a little bit stronger. Hand of Light we can't really use because I'm not putting her in the front, so that's not useful. This is useful because it gives her a self-heal. So not only does she go into stealth, but she can also heal a little bit. Which is really good. Really good. Although I think it's going to be Smokescreen. Smokescreen will it'll prime them. It'll give them a 50% chance to miss for 2 turns instead of 1. And it will also make them vulnerable. So that combined with the Barbarian's Chop is deadly. And that will give us a really good opening. So I think that might be the smartest move for right now. Because this is a percent chance to do fire damage. They could resist it. They cannot resist just straight up damage. So I think that's the move. I think Dem's the moves. We don't need to repair our wagon yet. And now we choose where to go. So this will give us some mastery. This will give us 5 candles. I'll get to chat in a little bit, I promise. I think I'd rather have the mastery, so let's do that. I need to keep the flame at 40 plus. Okay, cool. Wait, first off. We don't want any bad blood. Or you'd rather raise your person. Let's charm you guys up a little bit. You guys drink, and we'll make sure the Barbarian gets along with everybody. So you guys... Oh, we can't combine these. Let's just bring it. I know that's a little bit of a waste. We could have de-stressed an additional one, but... I want to make sure they're clean, even Steven, before we go off. This is kind of a newer thing, too, where they just have the characters standing on the outside of the inn looking at the location they're going to, and I don't know why, it's just like this nice calm before the storm. Really appropriate for this type of game. Alright. It looked mostly about creating chaos, and that's right up my alley. Creating chaos. What other game? There's a game... There's definitely something like, Dishonored, honestly. I've been playing Dishonored, that's what I was thinking of. I've been playing Dishonored recently, and... Obviously, with Dishonored, you can either do the full pacifist run, or you can do the full, the full, like, chaos runs. So you might actually really enjoy that if you just go on a murder spree with everybody. You might actually enjoy that if you haven't played Dishonored. I had PSVR 1 but sold it, so I didn't play VR. Significantly easier to set up the PSVR 2 and the controllers are much better. I'm just sad that Skyrim will most likely never be remade for PSVR 2. Is it still compatible though? Can you play it on the PSVR 1? Is that possible? Alright, academic study, unknown. I'd rather go this way. Although that's a lair. Alright. These guys all have things that they want to do as well, which sometimes can screw you. So, 2 people want to go to the watchtower. There's an Oblivion Tear that way, but we'll reduce it right away by doing the lair. So I'm not too worried about that. And the scouting, it's not the most useless thing in the world. I'd rather have gone to this, but... The loathing whispers. I'd rather have gone to this one, but I would also didn't want to cause stress to literally everybody in the party. I am missing every single one of these things to run over. Alright. Hero goal complete. Nice. And now we know exactly what's coming. So, getting to, we will keep moving if you just shut up. Seeing every single thing that's coming is not the worst thing in the world. There's another loathing to get here, which kind of sucks. But everybody wants to go to the lair, so to the lair it is. Here we go. Enjoy more loathing. 10% flame drain, 20% enemy advantage chance start, and that's going to go up to what, 40%? No, 25%, okay. 25% flame drain because we're going through Oblivion Tears. Alright. Into the lair. Let's see how it goes. So we have, thankfully, we have her upgraded already. So, oh, you're going, of course you're going first. Iron Swan, get the guys in the back. I'd rather just get the goats. Get the goats good and dead. Bam! And let's prime you. Yeah, chance to miss, additional 50% damage. You have riposte. This is a good lineup of characters, actually. And eventually, she'll get self-heal. The miss came into play there. You see that? Eventually, she'll get the ability to self-heal, which should be super, super useful. So, let's build up Consecration a little bit. Conviction, I'm sorry. We'll use it on you, because you seem to be taking the hits. Oh! Oh, that's so much more useful than I thought it would be. On turn start... Oh, it's the character in this position gains the Consecration of Fortitude on turn start. So this is just permanently there? Because I thought this was just, you use it and then it would choose randomly. They either get dodge or they get armor. But if it's just always there, that is incredibly useful. Okay, so she has an upgraded Wicked Hack, plus this guy is primed, so it should deal additional 50% damage. So, 20 combo damage. That's exactly what I wanted. Let's finish you off. They're not... Wow, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sure that you've played Skyrim in VR. It's honestly really damn cool. Let's prime you. Alright, not too shabby. This is going well. I know it's early, but... let's... Yeah, I want to see. So it doesn't... Wow, it does... That's really cool, actually. That's really, really cool. Unfortunately, I can't hit you, but I can kill you. So this is kind of an awkward position for us to try to hit. This will daze you, which is not really that useful, so I'd rather not use it. I will, however, do that. Okay, you still can't do that. If it bleeds toe-to-toe... This is also interesting because toe-to-toe will cause taunt. If it bleeds... Oh, if it bleeds... That's going to cause 2 bleeding. I'd rather get the fire damage on you. So let's put taunt. Let's put taunt. And then... make sure you go last, because that's going to daze you. Illumination, which is a lot of... Oh, that causes vulnerable to you. And then sets you on fire. And hopefully... Yes! What a solid combo. Yeah, we're going forward. Hell yeah. Let's do it. I love this game. I love this game so much. Okay, let's do the same thing again, right? Well, because you guys can't see the turn order, which is hidden behind my head. But we'll prime you. So your combo is ready to go. And then only 12 this time. But that is more than half your health. And I cannot underestimate how valuable that is. You resisted the fire. And we'll put the consecration there, right? That's what it's called? Yeah, the consecration there. So that way when she goes up and she taunts from the front row, let's just get you on. Let's get you dead. You have 2 illumination. Yeah, let's kill the goat. So we can do toe-to-toe, which will lunge you forward, and now you're taunting in the same spot as the consecration, which is going to give you possibly armor or dodge, plus you're taunting. Damn, I love this. Okay. Alright, now you need heals. You do need heals. Let us... Duelist Advance? Duelist Advance, which will put you in the back, which you need to be kind of in the back. Whoop! Chop. Because from the back, you're able to throw firebombs, which I want to be able to throw firebombs. And this is super useful too, because as you can see, a lot... Oh, don't eat them. Why would you eat them? Don't do that. Alright, let's do this. A lot of these characters can hit straight in the back, which is incredibly useful, because a lot of times the enemies you want to kill right away, surprise, surprise, are in the back. So if you don't have the ability to, you kind of put yourself in a bit of a tricky predicament. And that riposte. I do need to... are you not under... You are really hurt. What is your skill for healing?
All heroes are human.
If they're under 25% HP. Yikes. So, out of curiosity, I wonder if I should actually be... Oh, crap. Do we get everybody killed? Nothing ventured, nothing gained. We're gonna get everybody killed. Alright.
Pity those with a place at the table.
Pity those with a place at the table. Okay. I don't remember if the strategy is to attack the putrid meat, or if it's to just go straight for the harvest child. Which I love that the harvest child is actually just like this complete mutant baby. I believe they're called cornucopias, right? These things? I forget what they're called. Yeah, let's just... I think we need to go... Because he's going to eat this right... Oh, or is it the librarian? You don't want to destroy the books. So I'm going to assume with these guys you want to destroy them as quickly as possible. Yes, you do, because they're gonna keep doing this. Yeah, we need to get rid of them. Hunger overwhelms all reason. Yikes. Okay. So we just need to chop these things away. And now you're in the back. If I exert a little bit of patience and I put the consecration down, she's gonna get more conviction, which means I could do more damage to this pile the next time. She needs to move back. Oh no, she's gonna do whatever she can to eat, because she has hunger. All right, eat it. You gotta eat that disgusting putrid pile of meat. Oh boy, is right, Sips. Toe to toe. I don't know if I want you to taunt. Do you guys have... You have 10 bleed resistance for some reason. Alright, let's get taunt on you. I don't like the idea of you taunting. Alright, now you have 2 convictions, so you do extra damage to the pile. You have 11 health left. 4, of course. So it's not... Shoot. That's what I was scared of. Please tell me you could heal. Please tell me you could heal. Yes, you can. Alright, from that spot you can heal. Alright, I think perhaps we... This is gonna die in 2 turns. Oh no, the fire's gonna go out in 1 turn. Shoot. Alright, let's do this, because I don't want you taking any more damage. You seem to be a... Oh, crap. That was not the run and hide. One of them down.
Another impediment. Cleared with impunity.
Duelist advance so you can riposte. I think so. You have riposte. Which, that's super good. You can heal. Please, for the love of God, heal. Where's your heal? There it is. I have nothing to staunch blood and bleeding. Oh, we're gonna die. We did not come prepared enough for this. I didn't have any bandages. There's no way. There's no way that you're gonna live. So just get rid of the meat. Just get rid of the meat. Sorry, Sips. You're gonna bleed out. And this healing has a cooldown. Unless you resist. If you resist... No, the barbarian's on death's door now. If you resist the blood for this 1 turn, you'll be okay. But it's genuinely gonna come down to whether or not... Yes, you're alive! Alright, okay, look at this. Boom. You're alive. You're stressed, but you're alive. Now we need the barbarian not to die. Because if the barbarian dies...
She sought a glorious end and found it.
We're in a bit of trouble. Okay, well, that's what Darkest Dungeon 2 is about. Darkest Dungeon, it's about living and learning. We're not gonna be able to finish this run. I don't think so. Yeah, we're not finishing this. We're not finishing this run at all. It's not happening. Okay. We can't even flee. You can't even leave if we wanted to.
Once again, teetering on that terrible precipice.
There goes Sips. And unless you could judgment your way out of this for 89 damage to them. Yeah. But we know for next time. We know for next time if we come into this lair, which is what this game is all about. We know if we come into this lair that we're gonna just need to have stuff that can stop bleeding, because that's really what kind of screwed us here. It wasn't so much the damage that they were doing. It was genuinely the bleeding. The bleeding got us killed. So everybody's dead. Heck is absolutely correct. But that was also, we learned strategy too. We learned a little bit of strategy because that was a very good combo. Genuinely having the Barbarian doing a damage potential of 20 in a single hit is incredible. Now obviously that ranged from 12 to 20 damage, but it was still super useful. We have 5 candles to light. Arrive at inn, free random inn item. That's super useful. +2 inventory slots, also useful. +5 death resist. Death resist is always good to have. Memories, I'm not going to do with the memories just yet. We could also get new items. But honestly, what I'm thinking is... Pygmy Plyskin can be found? Unlocks filthy stagecoach. This is all skins. Skin. I don't care about skins, and I'm not doing the... This is basically if you want to die every single time, you do the Infernal Flame. I'm not doing that. I'm not good enough at this game. I do not know the meta well enough. So I think, honestly... Yeah, we'll spend all our candles. We get a free random inn item every time we arrive at the inn. I like the resourcefulness tree. Okay, we know. We need bandage. We need bandages and probably a different character altogether. That is not the party that you necessarily want to go. Like, the Plague Doctor would have been great because she would have been able to stop the bleeding every single time. So she would have been awesome. Well, not every single time. You still got to be conscious of it. But the Plague Doctor has slightly better healing potential than the Vestal, which is strange. Because the Vestal's a healing character. Like, straight on healing. Alright, so we gotta look at their quirks again. Vigilant. 100% combat enthralled with hidden cults and their trappings. Gain on hit, corpse 1 30%. Plus 100% death resistance on pillagers. 20% resolute chance. Welcome aboard. I don't care that you're a hypochondriac. You're coming along with us. Head injury. Combat start. 50% chance to go less. Not the worst thing. No stone left unturned. If stress is greater than 4, minus 4% crit. Gain when moved by enemy. 15% chance to gain dodge. Okay. Can't get enough of the hard stuff. 5% round start, 15%. Not bad. Okay. So they're all not terrible. I don't really... I don't want to bring... I don't like the... on hit 30% chance to gain stress. Because stress is already pretty hard to manage in and of itself. I think we'll bring you along.
Avarice slips unseen into the catacombs of the mind.
What healer are we gonna take? Are we gonna try you again? You really didn't have a chance to shine, did you? You did have very strong damage output, though. Rough patch route scouting isn't that useful. This is an interesting one. You have more move resistance, but if you get moved, you have a 15% chance to gain dodge. Which is... Oh, I did not necessarily want to bring you. I love this guy, though, because he has really strong self-healing. Alright, first off, what healer are we bringing? You... Vigilant combat route scouting or rough patch scouting? I like the rough patch better than the combat because the combat you can deal with, the rough patches can really get you, oh, surprise, in a rough patch. Ha ha ha. So we'll go with that one. Scatterbrained. You as a front row? Or you? Do I have any of your skills unlocked? I do not. I have none of your skills. Do I have anybody's skills unlocked? Your skills I have unlocked. I don't know why this is such a hard choice. It shouldn't be such a hard choice. Whether I bring the Highwayman or I bring you. Well, actually, it would probably be smarter to bring you. Because your self-heal relies if someone has one of those tokens, the combo token. And to my knowledge, you consume those tokens. You have several abilities. You can cause those tokens. You consume the tokens, you can set it. But she's going to eat them up like crazy. Basically, every attack she has... 50% crit damage, 50% crit damage. This one doesn't use it. 50% crit damage. So every single one does crit damage. So you're going to be triggering these things like crazy. But we can't... You require it to be set. So if I was maybe bringing the Vestal instead... This could be an interesting combo. Of course, I'm leaving my buddy Dismas behind. Alright, this one's unique. This one's interesting. This one's really, really interesting. I'm gonna go with this. I don't know if it's the best. I don't know if it's the best, but it's an interesting one to me. 2 healers. I'm planning a holiday to the US next year. Hey, welcome to this side of the pond. So, eventually. To visit a friend in Greenville, but if you have been there or nearby, any suggestions of places to visit? Well, my first question is, have you been to the US before? And if not, and you're going to Greenville, I've been to South Carolina quite a bit. The natural kind of place to go, I guess, if you're in that area, you might consider Savannah, Georgia, because they have a nice little waterfront town that's there. Only Washington. Okay. Savannah, Georgia has like a nice little waterfront kind of area. That's good for a day, and they have that sort of... The cool thing about Savannah is it, specifically, because there's nice parts of Savannah and there's not so nice parts of Savannah, but the area you'd probably go to is the waterfront, and that kind of captures the old-timey Americana vibe. Like, they have the cobblestone streets, and they have all the storefronts, and there's a lot of cool little shops that are along. A lot of touristy tchotchke type stuff as well. But they also have the ghost tours and things you can do. What I would honestly suggest, though, if you're going and you don't come... Because obviously taking a trip to the US is a big trip. So what I would say is, if you have the opportunity, if you can, and you like hiking and you like things that are outdoors, go to the Great Smoky Mountains in North Carolina. I know it's a bit of a trip, But if your friend is willing to do it and you like hiking, go to the Great Smoky Mountains and hike Mount LeConte. LECON space CONTE. That's one that I did recently. It was absolutely incredible. That's Mount LeConte. It's in the Great Smoky Mountain National Park. It was incredible to do. And then there's a town. Let me actually find this. There's a town. Where is this located? This is is it in Waynesville? Yes. All right. So there's a town called Waynesville, North Carolina. If you do happen to go to the Great Smoky Mountains, there's a town called Waynesville, North Carolina. Again, it really captures kind of that heavy Americana vibe. And in Waynesville, North Carolina, there's this restaurant called the Scotsman. And I don't know if you're into like trying, or you're in Europe, so it's probably not as special to you. But for us here in the States, it's a little bit special because they have all different kind of beers from England, Scotland, Germany, Hungary, Austria, like all of those different countries. But it's also just a really cool restaurant because it has phenomenal atmosphere. So yeah, Great Smoky Mountains, North Carolina. Specifically Mount LeConte, and visit Waynesville, North Carolina to go to the Scotsman if you happen to do that. Otherwise, Savannah, Georgia is a really cool thing. Couple hour drive. It is a trip, but it is cool to see. There's also, you can get a day pass within North or in South Carolina. I think it's like probably a 3 or 4 hour drive. But in South Carolina, there's a place called Hilton Head Island. And Hilton Head Island's really cool because there's like this iconic lighthouse that's there. So that's super cool to do as well. Okay, this is interesting. Yeah, of course. Oh, Sips, you've been. Yeah, also, if you do happen to go towards the Hilton Head-ish area in South Carolina, there's this mini golf. If you like mini golf, there's this mini golf course called Pirate. I think it's called Pirates Island. And as far as mini golf courses go, it's a good one. I haven't done a lot of mini golf courses, but that one I know is pretty good as far as the ones I have done. Surprisingly effective. That's a cool trip though. How do you, out of curiosity, if you don't mind me asking, how do you know the friend from all the way in North Carolina? For because that's a bit of a hike. You meet him online? Because I really do like hearing kind of some of those stories where people are like, yeah, I met this guy online doing, or this girl online doing XYZ, and we talked a lot, and now we're friends, and now I'm going to visit. Like, that's super cool to me that you can make those connections. Like, the internet is both a great and horrible thing. And that's one of the great parts of it.
Anything that lets us travel further is worth the cost.
Wow, she's a half British, half American, grew up here in England, did her year abroad in America, and met her future American husband at a hostel while traveling. I love those sorts of stories. Like, that's so cool to me. It's so cool that these things happen. Right? It's one of those, I don't know, to me it's just one of those kind of underappreciated moments that can just occur in life, and the spontaneity of relationships forming. I don't know, maybe I'm just being a bit weird. All right. Yeah, I don't actually know what to upgrade, to be honest. I think what I want to upgrade this. I don't know what to upgrade, because this is good because it gives us stress removal in combat. Hold the line moves you forward, and you get 2 resistance tokens. Rampart can stun an enemy, which I never utilized stun to its fullest potential. But bellow. I don't need bellow. Stand fast. Self ×2. Remove combo. Turn star armor for 3 turns. Okay. Divine Grace Judgment. Increase damage on Judgment, which we're using a lot. We are using Judgment a lot. This could also be useful because this consumes your conviction. This does not consume conviction. So if we want to save up to get the stronger heal, because this can heal an additional 40, this can heal almost 50%. If it's not upgraded, it could heal almost 50%. Assuming we store up so let's, but that heals at most 25%, but it also removes conditions. Alright, let's go for this one. Let's make her healing a little bit more useful, I think. I feel like that was the wrong move. But honestly, it's fine. We'll do fine. Let's give... We want to make sure that you... Yeah, I did not you are more of a tanky character than I give you credit for. 41, you have more health than the barbarian and almost as much as the literal tank. Alright, let's give you the bleed resist. Okay. Alright, no problem. Thank you for hanging out, MC. It's great having you here. Again, I'm thinking about changing the day and time that I do this. It's just I'm trying to make it work, and it just seems like it's really not working. To get a couple more people in here chatting. So next week, even if I were even if I were to do it, I can't. Next week there won't be a stream. But again, I might start doing like Thursdays. Damaged our wheels. It's a bumpy road that we're going down. Hey, it's tumultuous times that we'll be piloting through the barren city. Alrighty, who is going to relive their horrible story? You almost have all of your skills done. Vestal. Vestal could be, I want to do the Vestal, because she, to me, can get some of the more interesting powers. So let's look at your story. What happened to you that made you as depressed as we are?
Together with her sisters, she tended the Order's sacred flame in pious humility. The Abbey's austere arches and sanctified masonry afforded her a life of sheltered privilege that few beyond the walls could imagine. Discipline was paramount, and when forbidden desires would seek to distract her from monastic toil, she smothered them. Reluctantly.
What kind of... Oh, that's what we needed last time! Remove any token. You just instantly became... And this does not have... Oh my god, you just instantly became 7 times more useful. Where are you? Junia. I'm sorry I didn't... Oh, I can rename in the middle of... I can rename in the middle of a thing. So that's kind of cool. Right. Let's get rid of Hand of Light. I'm not using Hand of Light at all. Illumination, I'm not using either. But Illumination admittedly has a bit more use, because that can get rid of the dodge. And now we could cool down 1, sure. What is the upgraded? 30% resistance per token type removed. Oh my god, you're amazing! Oh boy, here we go with trauma again. I mean, in order to go on this journey to begin with, you have to be filled with... Oh, gosh, golly, you've been traveling on the wrong side of the road! Now we have 1 armor and 1 wheel. Oh, I keep missing all the piles like an idiot.
Take up these goods and imbue them with purpose.
Oh, we got a stagecoach item. Cool. Let's give you guys some combat items, yeah? Boom. Oh, that's trinket slots. Boom. Boom. And boom. Doesn't matter who carries them, just that someone... 50% disease resistance. We're gonna give this to you, because you have a thing that makes it so you can't be moved. Yeah, you have to be... I mean, if you think about it, all of these things that we're fighting... Like, even in that other region that we were in, those were all humans. Like, those were all humans that fell to gluttony and became monsters due to their voyeurism? If I'm using that right? Alright. Self-taunt. We don't want to taunt. This does 2 to 4, this does 4 to 8. We just want to smack. Of course, you got a disease. Wonderful. What's your disease? Creeping cough. Minus 20. Oh, good. The damage dealer is dealing less damage. That's fantastic.
Malaise, measured and steady.
Oh, that was useless. I did not mean to do that one. I miss riposte. I miss riposte. Oh, how I love when I just get free attacks on enemies for doing nothing. This is what I wanted to do. Goodbye.
An inkling of potency still lingers in some of these well-worn relics.
What kind of potency is lingering in these well-worn relics? I don't want to know the type of potency you're talking about. At least it's not pungency. That would be even worse. Hello, desperate people. This will give us combat items. Ugh. course. No blood, no thunder. Yeah, you don't like it because we're not... you just want to leave because you want to fight stuff. Let them help us. Let's guide their... light guide their aim true. Yeah, let's get the combat item. You don't like that. You don't like it one bit. Oh, we got bandages. See? You stupid barbarian. We got bandages. One of the most useful things we could have gotten. Stun resistance. Disease obviously, we should have given... You have 40. You don't have much. You should have had it, because now you're diseased, and I'm in trouble. I got creeping cough. Ah, no! Gosh darn, we're going on the wrong side of the roads. I don't know why I do horrible accent when it happens. But that's not good. That's not good at all. Bam. We're really destroying our stage wagon, and I'm actually kind of nervous about it. Alright. Let's do this. Everybody has 15% everything resistance. See? There we go. It paid off. Paid off right away. Let's do a little chop chop. A little choppy choppy. And this is what... okay, so this is what illumination is useful. So 50% chance to dodge next attack, and we could just... we spend a turn, instead of possibly missing our attack, we spend a turn where we just get rid of it. But also, it doesn't use your conviction, so we could use that as an excuse to build up some of your conviction. Stress has to be more than 5. Nobody's more than 5. But we can do... that, which you resisted my stun. Cool. Look at... oh, damn it. I was going to say, look at all this burn resistance. And then you got burned. Death blow. 1 down. Medicinal herbs. Let's not use that. We could... again, you have 2 conviction. So we do that, and now you're cured. Easy peasy. It does have a cooldown of 1, so that might have been kind of a waste, but it is what it is. Damn. Oh, crap. Alright, can you taunt? Is there something you have that can taunt? No. That was taunt. I should have used that move instead. That's fine. What happens if the stagecoach breaks? Death! Literally. Not actually. You won't die right away, but you're gonna have a bad time. Yeah, this whooping cough or whatever you creeping cough you got going on. Oh, she's hurting. She's hurting. You have 3 conviction now. And with 3 conviction, you could do... no damage! Yeah, this is not going well. It's not going well at all. Okay. At least you got the 10. Cure your bad vibes. Get all... oh, you have 5 stress. That's not good. Let's not have you take any damage. I know that's kind of a waste to cure it, but... yeah, at least I saved you from taking 4 damage. None of that. You're gonna repost this. Ah, I hate that. And now you're burning too.
This road cannot be walked alone.
And you're gonna repost this. I hate that. I hate everything about that. Please stop setting her on fire!
Relief comes rarely in these times.
All right, finish him. There we go.
Scavenge what you can, and be off.
Mostly useless stuff. Mostly useless stuff.
The loathing whispers.
Whoa, what do you guys want to... Oh, you want to go to the... Of course you want to go to the lair. Not the hospital that can clear the literal whooping cough that's getting your other... That's going to get your party killed. You want to go to the lair. Of course you want to go to the lair. No, sorry. We're doing the hospital. Whooping cough has got to go. Creeping cough. It's not whooping cough. I do hope to heal. We're gonna die. Oh, you were wondering what happens if the wagon breaks down. Well, it's gonna break down. Alright, creeping cough. Get rid of it. Gone. What do you have for sale? Is this a shop? No, this is my inventory. Pharmacy. What do you got for sale? You have some bandages. You have stitching kits. That's not the worst thing in the world. Medical gear. Produce poultice items. Ooh. But we could get rid of some of these things. Let's get rid of that. 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 Let's just get rid of all their bad... Yeah, just all their bad, all their bad traits. We'll just get rid of all of it. And this stagecoach item... Produce poultice items. Yeah. That's kind of useful. Alright. Super worthwhile. The loathing festers. Oh, you're stressing people out. Paracelsus. The banning pile. Alright, everybody go. Charge into battle. Finish him off. Finish him off good. You. Looking at you. Okay. So last time we took a pretty big beating, but you no longer have creep and cough, so you can do the normal amount of damage you're supposed to. Let's hold the line. You're taunting, which is useful. And now we're going to get ounce of prevention so that hopefully we could resist some 15% fire resistant. It's pretty good. You will put the consecration of fortitude here, so every single turn you'll either get dodge or... Which I should have been using that and I wasn't. Alright. Gone.
Let us hope to finish this quickly.
Yeah, heal yourselves. There's nothing to heal. Okay. Judgment. Let's utilize judgment. You can deal a lot. You are terrifying. Do not underestimate the Vestal. Oh my god. Resisted. All of these guys are getting stressed though, and I don't much care for that. Okay. So, will this go away? This lasts for, what, 3 turns? Like, how long does that last for? Let's just... Damn it. Oh, that was wimpy.
A deliberate and
But worthwhile.
Apply 'em.
Wimpy, but worthwhile. Alright, now just crush this last guy. This one's so much better than the last one. Oh, I should have de-stressed you. You're freaking out. You're freaking out. Damn. So the consecration is gone already. I wish it lasted a little bit longer. What was that? 2 turns at most?
A simple variable, easily resolved.
Alright. And we get some stuff. Alright, cool.
The loathing whispers.
What do we got up next? We have a hazard and then the Oblivion's Rampart. So we're gonna find out what happens when we run out of our armor. Because we're gonna go through right about here.
The coach's plating is spent. We are exposed.
Oh, crap! Oh, that's actually super fortunate. This is like death's door, basically. Okay, so we have another chance. We do have one more chance. Which is good and not good because I'm out of money because I spent it to cure all their diseases. This is also stressing me out. I don't like that you're so stressed. So, we can possibly fix that. We can possibly kind of help out here because... Defender, yes. So if we defend you... Now, thankfully, you're guarded. So anybody that tries to do something to you is going to then hit you instead. And let us... Taunt? Let us chop, I guess. You have healing. 6 healing. Whatever I can do to you is basically useless. Yeah, I should have been damaging you. That was kind of dumb of me. Hey, Chris, how's it going? How you been, dude? It's been a long time. Happy to see you here. We are just wrapping up with the last location that we have in, let's put the consecration down. The last location for this region of Darkest Dungeon 2. It was very stupid of me to try to go after this guy when I literally just wasted 4 turns. Yeah, so I've said it a couple times, but I'm thinking that perhaps doing this on Sunday mornings is maybe not it. I was hoping it would work. I don't think it's working, if I'm being honest. So I still do want to do weekly live streams. I just might move it to a different time. Because I genuinely don't think I've seen more than 5. I've been doing this 4 weeks in a row. This might be week 5, maybe. And I don't think I've seen more than 5 people in at any given time. So maybe if the channel was bigger, this is gonna remove a lot. So let's take care of yourself first, yeah. And then let's hit you. That's good. You're gonna end up on death's door. So let's. There is a limit to how much you can carry. And that can actually, that's one of the things that you upgrade. You have 7 bleeding on you. Alright, it's time to... Yikes. Let's get you to death's door. Because I need the blight to hopefully kill you. You have how much death resist? You have 0 death resist. Oh! Yeah! Just get rid of him. Let's not even play the chance. Let's not play the game. Just kill it. And we're gonna get rid of all of that damage you were taking. Because that was pretty deadly. I don't like how stressed all of you are getting at all. That's useless. Target 66% gain on... No, nobody's doing blight damage. Alright. You're just gonna... That was 4... You're just gonna heal it. You can get... Let's bandage you. And you're not gonna like it if I heal... Alright. It's fine. We'll get rid of the tokens on you. You have dodge, so you should be okay for at least the one turn. Critical hit, naturally. And all of you are getting stressed out. I don't know if this is the greatest optimized party composition that we got going on right now. Let's get rid of your bleeding because you're way too close. And why can't you heal? Did I take away your heal? No, wait, where's your... There it is. Divine Grace, yeah. Heal up. Top off, buddy. Top off. Oh, fudge. Consecration of Fortitude. It's not worth healing just yet. Alright, at least we have a little bit. What we do not have in this party basically at all is damage over time. And that is a massive, massive weakness here. You're gonna get stressed out. You're gonna freak out in a little bit. Fudge.
And now,
Oh, whoa, whoa. Oh, there we go. Meltdown. Yay, everybody start freaking out. That's exactly what we were hoping for. Nice. Cool. Please don't bleed out. Thank you. Bandage yourself. That'll heal you a teeny tiny bit.
now climb.
Okay, you don't like that I'm ignoring you. I can't do anything about it, so... Sorry, not sorry. Usually stay up late on Saturdays, then get back to work on Mondays. Usually it sucks. It's a drive on Mondays. Long drive on Mondays. Stay up late on Saturdays, then going back to work on Monday. Yeah. I don't know if you're... Meltdown. Great. I don't know if you're... The job that you do is in a position where this is even possible, but I have to say, I am... Maybe it's because I'm part of a younger generation and my mentality on work is just lazy, but I genuinely believe that 4-day work weeks should become...
Hearts of the unprepared.
Fudge, that was the wrong attack. 4-day work weeks should be a standard. It really should.
The enemy weakens and
It's just you don't have enough time. You don't have enough time in... Oh, you do have a 4-day work week. Okay, so you are lucky. But, okay, yeah, so you have a long commute to get there. Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
another impediment
Right.
cleared with impunity.
Oh, shoot, I have to get rid of you. Oh, I completely forgot about you. No bueno. Alright. We just keep spamming this guy with as much damage as possible. As much DPS. That's the other thing, too, is I'm so unbelievably spoiled that my job is work from home. Genuinely, because it saves so much time and money not having to... Not having to worry about... You are really, really good. This party composition isn't great. Again, we don't have any of the DOT. Don't have any of the damage over time. But I have to say...
The loathing abates.
There's a lot of potential. There is a lot of potential. Because the Vestal can output a ton of damage. The Barbarian can output a ton of damage. And technically, if you play it smart enough, Barristan can be very self-reliant. Alright, we made it to the second inn. 4-day benefits are 100% covered, so is lunch every day. Company credit card and gas card, they provide me the vehicle and I make decent money. Honestly, doesn't sound like a bad gig. What do you got going on? They got room for hiring? Because my salary I could do with a bit of a raise. My job. They need somebody who has absolutely no skills in the position that you probably do. Yeah, this is not good. You have 33% negative chance, 33% negative relationship chance. Everyone's gonna hate each other. Unless we have something that can kind of counter that. We have 5 whiskey bottles. And we have some pipe weed. We have 1 thing of pipe weed.
On the road to damnation. Something to ease the rigors of the road.
Just need to afford all that. Oh, shoot. That was stupid. I hope. Oh, good. All right. Repair the caravan. The carriage. We don't have any. Yeah, this isn't a very good run. This is not a very good run. Everyone's gonna hate each other. Who do you hate? You hate the plague doctor. So we need to boost that up. Get that a little bit more neutral. You hate the plague doctor as well. Why does everybody hate the plague doctor? They start out around 24. If you have 0 experience, the cap is close to 40. I'd have to figure out what I'm making, actually, an hour. It's not 40. We're doing that much. Alright, let's see. I just want to... We need to get at least somebody's stress down a little bit, so... Might as well chip away at yours. So at least they're kind of sane-ish. And on the carriage, let's get some healing poultices. I should keep this on because honestly they're not doing so well. Maybe do the let's do the traveling heal. No, because I have 2 healers. Alright. And then Mastery Trainer. It'd be good to get your bolster so you could get rid of a little bit more stress. And... Noxious Blast for a little bit more DOT. Alright, so that's all let's just loose Blood Run. Minus, there's no field hospitals. Visit an oasis. Avoid the field hospital. Interesting. Let's do this one again. Because now I have a lot that can get rid of the bleeding, which is going to be very useful against... I have a lot that can get rid of bleeding, which will be very useful against the lair if we choose to go that way. But that's all I have time for this stream. Thank you guys. It's monotonous work, and working with a small fiber octave kind of sucks. Yeah, I imagine, you know, there's always... It's curious, because I've always found the idea of careers and jobs, like, fascinating, and just talking to people about their careers, because I've seen people who have jobs that are very... And I've been in a job like my current one where it's very, everything changes day to day and you never have the same schedule, and it's like impossible to try to plan stuff out because you're going to get a call from a client that says, no, I need this right now and do this and this and this. And then my past company where I was doing the same job, or the same position, roughly, but they had it in such a way where it was, this is what the client gets. There's no argue. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. And you do this task every single day. You come in, you do your tasks, you move on to the next client. You come in, you do your task, you move on, and you got to get all of these clients done by the end of the month. So that's where the monotony set in. And at that job, I longed for having a position where I wanted to have a little bit more freedom and free reign over what I did. And now I'm at this position where I have complete, basically, free reign over what I do. And I go, my God, there has to be ways where I can try to optimize the process at my current company so it's a little bit more rigid as to what we do, which is exactly what I refrained, or what I had hesitations or trepidations about at my old company. So super interesting. And obviously everybody's different, right? Some people really like that because they know exactly what they're doing day to day. Other people will, because they're more creative minded, will loathe it. So it does absolutely depend on the individual. But I've always been very fascinated by that kind of thing. Oh, I said it's monotonous work. IT is monotonous work. So I've always found that interesting. But what is it? What was I going to say? Yeah, so I'm probably going to end up switching these streams again. I don't think I've ever really gotten more than 5, maybe at most 7 people in these streams at a time. I keep trying. I'm like, maybe this week. But, and I also think it does depend on the game. Is a big part of it too. But I think I do want to try maybe Thursday. And it would even be this Thursday, actually. Because Baldur's Gate 3 releases on Thursday. And I'm jumping into that 100%. The problem is whether or not I'm jumping into that, for example, with Red Wolf Renegade, which I keep harping on them to buy it on PC. So we'll see. You're catching the end of it, Jake. Welcome. Yeah, we're wrapping up. We're closing out, so sorry. But as I was saying, probably gonna move these to like Thursday nights, and hopefully people are a bit more readily available. See, now I have 6 people in the stream, and it hasn't been that way since I started. It's been like 3. But yeah, I'm thinking if I move these streams, I'm just thinking to Thursdays in the evening. People are gonna be coming home from work, obviously cooking, you know, depending on age, right? But obviously cooking and coming home and relaxing, but hopefully that kind of period from, I don't know, 6 to 8, 6 to 9, 7 to 9, in that range. Maybe 7 to 9 would be a good time to start. Would catch people when they're settled down, they ate dinner, they're done cooking, they're relaxing for the day, they're like, I'll turn on the stream and I'll come in and hang out. I don't know. But I do have a video that I'll have out Monday, which is an exciting discussion. I need to edit it because, of course, I wiped my entire computer clean over the weekend and had to reset everything. So, send out that notification. I do on Twitter. Up to that, it's up to the individual. But yeah, this Thursday is going to really depend on... Oh, Chris, you saw that? That was insanity. That was pure insanity. And not only that, I wasn't sure if he kind of... Because I had mentioned, if you looked at my replies to that Twitter thread, I had called out. I was saying that... I don't even know if I tweeted this, and it seemed familiar. It's the way that I write. It was the way that I kind of write and tweet and talk, so I was like, this sounds like something I would have written. But what was peculiar about it was the date was cut off. If you look at the screenshot, it says 202, and the last number... Yeah, I can discuss it. Basically, I had commented on one of Colt Eastwood's tweets. Now, Colt Eastwood, super nice guy. He joins Red Wolf Renegade streams. He's a really nice dude. I haven't really spoken to him personally, other than kind of through chat marginally, and even then it was kind of jokes and gags at best. But nice dude. However, I will say, admittedly, I think he has a very toxic fan base, because he does constantly tweet out. If you don't know him, he does, if you look at his tweets, it's constantly like, Xbox is great, Xbox first, Xbox this, Xbox that. And that's fine. He really just genuinely loves Xbox, but it does come off and it attracts that fanboy audience and that diehard fanboy audience, which I try super hard to avoid. So I think I had actually mentioned this on one of my streams where I brought up the question of why I don't understand. Colt Eastwood in particular constantly brings up the acquisition of Activision Blizzard to Xbox provides more choice for gamers. That's something he's constantly saying. He's constantly saying that. And my question, and it was a genuine question, and this is my reply to him on Twitter, was how does it offer more choice? Because if you think about it, take a company like Bethesda. Now, I understand the concept, and this is something I would never be able to convey through tweets. I don't care how many tweets I send, people wouldn't get it. It's something that needs to be spoken. Bethesda, prior to acquisition, they have the opportunity. Now, what people would say, how do you have more choice? I'm going to try to keep this as organized as I can. How do people have more choice? Their argument would be they have more choice because now Bethesda games are going to be offered through cloud, so you can play it on Samsung TVs, on your phone, on tablets, on whatever console, on Steam Deck, on PC, on Xbox consoles, through Xbox Game Pass, and you have all of these different ways that you can play Starfield, for example, right? And that's because Xbox is going to make sure that it works through kind of their cloud platform, therefore more choice. My argument to that is, prior to the acquisition, Bethesda has the choice whether or not they want to integrate those systems and they want to spend the time to make all those. They could have done it with or without Xbox, right? They could still release on Xbox and PC, so whatever platform you're posting on is still the exact same. The only difference now that Bethesda is part of Microsoft is they're not going to put their games on PlayStation. So you have less choice. End of story. To me. And I was genuinely looking for someone to try to convince me otherwise. Convince me that either Bethesda would never utilize those cloud services, which I find very strange considering that Bethesda themselves, which is now part of Microsoft, if you remember, they acquired, or they had a company. They announced this during BE3, which is a strange place to put it out there, but they had announced, I think it was called Orion, which was their own proprietary cloud technology. So they absolutely were going to invest in that. They absolutely had plans to go further with the cloud. However, they were going to do it. Enough so that they talked about it during BE3, an event where nobody cares about that. Unless you're showing the practical applications of it, which they didn't do. They just said, we have this cloud technology. So I don't think that's a strong argument. Which means, again, it comes back to the only thing you're getting out of the deal is no, people can't play on PlayStation. Now, the flip side of that, and the argument that people will try to bring up, they'll go, yes, but PlayStation was trying to get exclusive rights to Starfield. They were. And they were trying, and we know this is a fact because they were doing it through the Microsoft hearings. That's some of the information that came out. Was yes, but Microsoft or Sony was trying to make exclusive deals with Starfield. We already saw it with Deathloop. We already saw it with Ghostwire Tokyo. They were trying to get another thing for Starfield. And so Sony was going to keep doing it, and they might have even tried to buy Bethesda themselves. But the problem is, one, Microsoft had the choice to accept those deals. And if you look at the actual tweet that I sent out, the tweet that I sent out was, well, I'll get to that in a second. So this is why I replied to Colt Eastwood's tweet, because he had simply said, you have more choice, and this was my response. How does it offer more choice? Plain and simple. And then I offered my perspective, exactly what I've been explaining. I offered my perspective in that tweet as much as I could with the character limit. I apologize if this is TMI. I just want the context to be known. So that was what had happened. That was my reply to Colt Eastwood's tweet. And then people will argue with you, well, Sony was going to try it. And to which I would respond by saying, I don't know if you could argue on that level of hypothetical, because the fact of the matter is Microsoft does own Xbox. Or Microsoft owns Xbox. Microsoft now owns Bethesda. End of story. Sony might have gotten a deal with with Bethesda. They were trying, but it was up to Bethesda whether or not they accept it. So already you are arguing with me hypotheticals. Now, somebody could retort to me and say, yeah, but you're offering hypotheticals as to whether or not Bethesda would have implemented on cloud, right? Whether they would have implemented. Yeah, okay, fine. You got me. I think what it comes down to, though, is choice. Because now, in the real world that we live in, Bethesda does not have the choice because Microsoft is going to be the one that determines where their games get released. Bethesda had the choice whether or not they're going to accept the deal with Sony for a thing like timed exclusivity. And that's not to say that I would have been okay with timed exclusivity on Sony, which is what we'll get into in a little bit. Because I wouldn't. I wouldn't. So what had happened was I made that tweet where I questioned Colt Eastwood, looking for genuine feedback. I muted the replies because there were either people attacking me or people agreeing with me. But there was or people just being annoying about it. There was no in between. So I muted the replies. Someone at some point, and it was muted, so I didn't see it. I'll tell you how I found it. But someone had responded with a screenshot of a tweet I had from 2020. Now, conveniently, they cut off the date. So if you look at the screenshot, it just says 202, where the year should be. It was from 2020. I had tried to manually go back and look at all of my tweets. I could not look past 2021 on Twitter. So what they did, and the reason why I suspect this was the case, is because if you look at the screenshot, the word exclusive or exclusivity or whatever is actually bolded. It's bolded. Which I don't even know how to do that on a tweet. And the reason why it's bolded is because I'm expecting that they used a bot of some kind to go through my entire Twitter feed to see any mention of exclusivity. Found the one single tweet out of 30. Like, I'm putting a number out there, but out of 5, 6, 7 tweets where I said I don't like exclusivity, they found the one singular one from 3 years ago where they cut off the date, which they had to actively Photoshop in some capacity or edit the photo, because if you look at the way the tweet is cropped, the text goes out to here, the year goes out to here. So they actively covered up the year to make their point, and they screenshotted it and said, "This you?" And then you could imagine the replies that came underneath that tweet. That was people doing the single letter capital, next letter lowercase, next letter capital, like, I don't like exclusivity, trying to mock me. People doing the clown emojis, people trying to crap all over me. And then this guy, Peter Ovo, on Twitter. And I don't know. I don't understand who this person is. I don't understand. It's absolutely insane. And I had no idea that this tweet, I was saying to people, my response to this, for the most part, was, well, actually, we'll get into that, but, so this guy, Peter Ovo on Twitter, I don't know what his deal is, or her. I'm assuming guy, because Peter. But I don't know what their deal is. Because they then screenshotted it, shared it on Twitter, didn't tag me in it. They followed me at one point, and then they unfollowed me. But I have seen, and somebody else had tweeted, it might have been even like Timmer. I don't know who it was, but someone had tweeted like, these are great people. I think maybe it was Lorefield actually. Somebody. They had tweeted, these are great people, love these creators, and then they tagged me and some other folks in it. Peter Ovo responded and said, I am subscribed and follow all 3 of them. I was one of them. The circumstances I am explaining happened after the fact, after that had come out. And he tweeted, screenshotted this whole conversation that was people trying to call me a clown and call me an idiot and call me an, whatever. A hypocrite was the big one that came out. A lot of people saying hypocrisy. And he just said, like, oh, this dude, meaning me, because he screenshotted the tweet, didn't tag me in it. And he said, this dude trying to say that exclusivity is good, but then when Bethesda or Xbox gets it, it's suddenly bad. And then he put the clown emoji. The only reason I found out about any of this, because I don't follow the dude. The only reason I found out about it is because somebody in the replies tagged me directly and said, don't run now. And my response from that point forward was very simply, he's like, don't run now. And I would say, why would I need to run? Because you're trying to pull out a tweet. At the time, I thought it was over 2 years ago. It turned out it was over 3 years ago. I found out later. But you're trying to pull out a tweet that's over 2 years old. And you genuinely believe that someone couldn't have changed their stance in 2+ years. And you're trying to pretend, or you're trying to paint the picture, rather, that this is somehow a switch that flipped overnight. That just suddenly, when the Microsoft deal came into play, that I was being hypocritical, excuse me. That I was being hypocritical. And I called him out on it. And I said, I was like, Peter, seriously, you genuinely think I just flipped this switch overnight and not over the course of what I had then found out was 3 years? And then he responded to it saying, you seem like a nice dude, so I'll get off your back. By the way, I'm subscribed to your channel. Love your vids. As if he were doing me a favor. But in my head, the reality of this situation was, you saw the tweets were getting less and less views. You saw the tweets were getting less and less likes, so it wasn't worth his time to keep engaging anymore. So, yeah, so that's the entirety of the situation. It was completely ridiculous. Bothered me at the time. I got over it really quickly once I realized you're trying to call me out on stuff for 3+ years ago. But yeah, they used a bot to try to find a tweet over 3 years ago, ignored all of the other tweets. Because if that is the case, and it was just pulling out anything that said exclusive, because again, the word was bolded in their screenshot. So that's why I've come to this. It's an assumption. It's my best guess, but it is what I have. So they used a bot, ignored all the other tweets where I called out exclusivity, and only focused on the one that proved their point, and it was ridiculous. I don't know. Can you search the word? It might not be a bot. I don't know. Can you search for a specific word natively on Twitter through your entire timeline? I don't know. If you can, then yeah, he might have done that. I mean, I guess you could argue Control F, but again, you would have to load back for 3 years. And again, I manually went through. I scrolled to try to find this tweet because it said June 15th, 2002. So I was like, okay, it was in the 2020s, but I couldn't go past 2021. The earliest I could go back was sometime in September of 2021 by manually scrolling. So I don't know. This is good background. This is literally psychotic. Yeah, Sips, it was. I don't like Xbox or PS buying all these companies. PS shut down Zipper after they bought them. Best games ever, Silcom. Silcom, man, that brings me back. But I don't think Starfield would be good if Xbox wouldn't have held back Starfield. That's the thing, is if you were to ask me about the situation, we saw how ZeniMax was getting very greedy. And we heard through the internal investigations, like especially with the release of Redfall, we heard that Xbox, specifically, not Xbox, ZeniMax was the one who was sort of forcing in the microtransactions, forcing in the multiplayer, forcing in these. Allegedly, I heard it as a rumor, and I think this was shared on Lorefield, but I heard it as a rumor that Fallout 76, the decision for Fallout 76 was made on a day when Todd Howard went on vacation, and he came back, and ZeniMax made the executive decision to say, hey, you're making this game. And Todd wasn't even there to say yes or no. So that's like an interesting kind of conspiracy theory to rack around in your brain a bit. But we know that ZeniMax was getting greedy. So yeah, the idea is that Microsoft comes in and they say, F all this. It's done. And we saw bits of that with Redfall because they did. It was supposed to be a live service game and they removed that. They removed all the microtransactions and all the stupid currencies that we saw from the leaks and all this stuff. So it's a good thing for that company, assuming they would have continued down the greedy microtransaction multiplayer path to please their private investors, right? Because it's not a public company. To please their board. So ultimately, I think it's a good thing for Bethesda, but I'm not a fan, like you, Chris. I'm not a fan of the idea of all, like, now we hearing reports that Sony is trying to get an investment. They're hiring for an investment or an acquisitions position manager, so they could just buy, and it's literally just going to be green versus blue. And it's drilling down and down and down and down and down. And as much as Phil Spencer likes to turn around and say, we love PlayStation, we love all games, it's his competitor. It's his competitor. Don't kid yourself. And so it's just going to get worse. It's going to keep getting worse. I'm calling it now. He does this kind of stuff. None of this matters. Pay it no mind. Yeah, I'm over it. I was just explaining it because I was asked. But I'm genuinely over it. It just, the one thing that really sucks to me when I get caught up, because this is the second time this has happened, I think in the same month, that I've kind of gotten caught in some of this BS. The one thing that annoys to me the most about it is when I see that these guys have such wider audiences. And so no matter what I possibly reply, I am going to get, and I saw your comment, it's about ratio culture. I'm going to get ratioed out of existence. Because my following is just, I think, 300 followers on Twitter? I can barely get to 400 on Twitter. And so you have like 20,000. I need to just stop replying to it, honestly. I do. Because that's the only course of action. And you think you're doing it justice by trying to argue your point, but the fact of the matter is the people that you're arguing to don't care about your point. They don't. They just care about what further proves theirs. In their mind, and what in their thought cage is gonna, it's confirmation bias. They're looking for confirmation bias. So, I'll get ratioed no matter what I say. I'll get ratioed off the planet. There's that inherent thought scream in the back of your head that's like, no, at least reply once to get your thoughts out. But it's A, it's never gonna work, and B, sometimes people will just find a way to twist what you say even further. And you just engage the trolls. So, there you go. Kyle, by the way, thanks. I'm sorry, but welcome. Kyle, welcome back, I should say. Yeah, I saw people were calling out Peter in the comments too. So he kind of had a lot of folks that were coming back to him saying, "What are you, an idiot?" to put it very bluntly. So yeah, that's the only thing that sucks to me is you have 20,000 whatever, and I know that's not a lot as far as the internet goes, but I'll see like the views, and again, you have to take that out of your mind too, because views are really just impressions. If somebody scrolls past it and doesn't acknowledge it, that's a view. But I'll see like 20,000, 40,000, whatever, however many thousand views on their tweet, and then another 200 likes and retweets and quote tweets and bookmarks and whatever, and then I'll send a response, and it's like 100 views on that, and you just go, well, now, and you think to yourself, because it's just the state of mind you get in until you build up a thicker skin, which I am working on, and something like this helps genuinely. But until you build a thicker skin, you're looking at it going, that's 30, 40, 50,000 people that now they're just going to think I'm an ass, or they're just going to, think I'm an idiot, and they genuinely have not seen a single thing I've ever done in my life. I've ever done. They have never seen a single thing that I've ever put out. Thankfully, though, the same day, on that exact same day, that was a bad day. Just overall, there was some other stuff going on, too. But that same day, thankfully, there was one person on the Lorefield subreddit who said thanks for a comment I made on the Lorefield podcast, where I had mentioned that, like, people's hype, you control your own hype, and I just kind of went on about that during the podcast, and he explicitly made a comment or a post on Reddit to acknowledge that and say thank you to me for acknowledging that, and that was really nice to see. I love that kind of stuff. Yeah, it comes with success. That's definitely part of it. And we're reaching, I mean, now I go on Reddit, for example, and I see tons of people just like smack talking Starfield Signal and the way he does his content, because he'll sit and he'll play back a video and then he'll use like a Wacom tablet or something to kind of highlight the points he's talking about. And on Reddit, if you go on Reddit, it's just like people calling him out with it's lazy, it's bad, it's stupid, blah blah blah. And I'm like, you don't even know the dude. Like he genuinely gave like 3 things for me to donate during my charity live stream. Like, he's a good dude. You don't like his content, just back off. Thankfully, in those same threads, to be a bit egotistical, thankfully in some of those same threads, I see people saying like Damarco dude's a good one. So I'm not big enough where I'm getting those. Like, Mr. Matty Plays is another one where it's just the people who don't like him scream it. The people who do like him just watch his channel and comment there, because that's the right way to do it. So the one thing I just try to be very conscious of is not getting locked into my bubble. Not getting locked into my bubble of here's all the people giving me affirmation, and those are the only people I'm going to look at, because that's equally as toxic. So just always try to... It's very easy to just absolve yourself into those folks who are praising you, which is why I rely on you guys, largely, to call me out on my shit. Because the folks who are coming into the streams week after week, Chris, Jake, Jonas, MC, Sips of Tea, Timmer... you're like someone commenting saying I like your vid, I take that as a stretch of pride and I go, yes, in the right direction. But someone like, exactly, Jonas, exactly, someone like you come around and you're shut up. Then I'll be like, all right, I did something wrong. So there you go. It makes bad games good because of fandom, and good games don't happen anymore. Yeah, it's why I think there's like both the gift and the curse of a community like this one. Or anybody's. I don't have to use my community, but even a community like Lorefield or like Starfield Signal, right? Starfield Signal, his channel's literally that. So you're going to get everybody who's going to go there, they're going to be obsessed with Starfield, and it creates this bubble. It creates this bubble. And so, and then it also creates a subsect of that community where anybody who hears anything bad about the game, they're going to come at you. And anybody who's... So there's no winning. You find a community that you like. That's, for example... Jeremy Johns, who my video coming out on Monday, it's kind of done in his style a little bit, where I'm standing, I'm a little bit more expressive. I'm going more on me being like, rah, during the video, to be part of the entertainment than having fun transitions and sound effects for them, where it'll be a lot more like hard cuts to footage for a couple seconds and then puts the focus back on me. So I want to test that out, and see if it gets any feedback. But Jeremy Johns, he's a person, I agree with his opinions. I like the way he reviews movies. Often if I go see the movie myself, I'll watch his review after and I'll be like, I agree with all of that. I had those same thoughts. Or I'll watch it beforehand and I'll go into the movie and I'll walk out going, he was right. So you find a content creator that you like, that generally their opinions mesh with yours, that you're not afraid to question, that you're not afraid to be like, actually, no, that one, no. And then you could have those conversations with, and you know that they'll be receptive to it. And they might not agree, but you know you could part amicably. And that's you know that's the greatest hope, and I think that's what a lot of people. I think that's what a lot of people gravitate towards my channel for, because the people who spend the time to hang out here, they, even if it's not cognizant or if it's subconscious, they represent that, or they represent that, they reflect that, they appreciate that. So that's at least the vibe I try to give. Starfield Signals, I just don't agree with everything he says, but I still watch his videos. I have to be honest, I couldn't finish that Lorefield vid you were all on. The podcast? Because the one that we did something all together where it was me, Starfield Signal, Lorefield, was the Stars for Change. But the podcast, if you can't do the podcast, I get it. You know. Jake, don't need to be honored. But I'm glad. It's when you get too full, pull your head. Thank you, Jonas. Thank you. All right, so anyway, that's all I have for today. Thank you guys for listening to me ramble about all of this, for listening to my TED Talk. But yeah, expect I'm probably going to move these Sunday morning streams. I don't think they're working as well as I would have liked. So, and I know part of that depends on the games. And I'm sorry for repeating myself for the 30th time. But Thursdays, I don't know, 6 or 7 p.m. I feel like starting later might be a little bit better. I think starting at 7 would be a little bit better. 7 to 9. Or 6 to 8. 6 to 8/9. Whatever it would be, I'd hard cut at 9. So if we want the extra hour, I could start at 6. Doesn't mean I'll use the extra hour. Anyway, it's not for you to decide. I always do this at the end of streams. I always try to plan it as though you guys know what my schedule is. Anyway, thank you guys for being here. It's a lot of fun. I love this game. If you haven't checked it out for yourself and it seems interesting at all, please do support Red Hook Studios. Really great people. I've never talked to them personally, but I'd love the chance to get to speak with them. Because I love this game. I'm really looking forward to what they're doing next. And if you need something to hop into, do a run, die, get out, Darkest Dungeon's a great thing for that. And I find myself as I get older and with less time, these types of games I appreciate more and more. So this is one of my favorites personally. I love Darkest Dungeon. And there's a cool story on the background. There is a cool story. So thank you guys. And as always, I hope to see you all next time. So long, everybody.